Remember Christmas in 1970? It was a holiday built on warmth, family, and simple joys. A version of Christmas that kids today probably wouldn't even recognize. There were no smartphones, no instant delivery, no scrolling through gift lists on a screen. Instead, there were decorated streets, crowded downtown stores, and a kind of holiday magic that felt unique to that era. Tonight, we re-stepping back into that world to remember how Americans truly celebrated Christmas in 1970. So grab a cup of hot cocoa, get comfortable, and let's take a trip down memory lane. Christmas shopping in 1970 wasn't a digital experience. It was a full-day adventure. Families would pile into the car and drive downtown, often parking blocks away and walking together past glowing, elaborate window displays. Inside stores like Sears, Montgomery Ward, JCPenney, and Woolworths, the air was a mix of popcorn, perfume counters, and hot chocolate. Kids would spend hours studying thick holiday catalogs, carefully circling the toys they dreamed of with a red pen. Parents had to be sneaky, hiding packages behind their coats or stashing them in the trunk of the car. And if a popular toy sold out, well, you just had to wait until next year. There was no online restock notification, and you know what? Maybe that anticipation, that wait, made finally getting that gift feel even more special. Now, let's talk about what homes looked like. The centerpiece of many living rooms was the aluminum Christmas tree. It was futuristic, shiny, and proudly displayed. A spinning color wheel would sit on the floor beside it, turning the metallic branches from blue to red to green and back again. And on the real trees, bubble lights, those little glass tubes filled with liquid that would shimmer and bubble like tiny lava lamps. Every kid would stare at them, mesmerized, until a parent scolded them for getting too close. And then there was tinsel, and lots of it. Mothers dreaded cleaning it up, but kids absolutely loved throwing it everywhere, strand by strand. The tree was also covered in handmade ornaments, popsicle stick stars, pipe cleaner angels, and cotton ball snowmen. Christmas in 1970 wasn't about being Instagram perfect. It was a little messy, a little quirky, but it was ours. Christmas Eve had its own special rhythm. It often started with a simple dinner, followed by a candlelit church service. Then, the whole family would gather around the one television in the house to watch the holiday specials. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, A Charlie Brown Christmas, The Little Drummer Boy, Frosty the Snowman. You couldn't record it. You couldn't rewind it. And if you missed it, you had to wait a whole other year to see it again. This made watching TV feel like a magical event, like the entire country was tuning in and watching together, sharing the same experience at the exact same time. Then came Christmas morning. It didn't start with the glow of tablets, the sound of notifications, or scrolling through social media. It started with the sound of excited footsteps on the floor and the whispers of siblings trying not to wake their parents, and then the explosion of wrapping paper. Under the tree, you'd find those unforgettable 1970s toys, Rock M-Sock M robots, Viewmaster reels with their little picture discs, Hot Wheels Supertrack sets, Light-Bright Lincoln Logs, and those fuzzy-haired troll dolls. And if you were really lucky, maybe there was a brand new big wheel waiting for you. Fathers would fumble with confusing instructions, trying to assemble the toys. Mothers would be in their robes, sipping coffee and watching the chaos. Kids would be on the carpet, playing for hours, lost in their own world. It was simple. It was joyful. It was real. By the afternoon, the house would fill with the incredible smell of Christmas dinner cooking. Relatives would start to arrive, bringing casseroles, fresh rolls, pies, and those infamous Jell-O molds in glass dishes. Kids would run around showing off their new toys to their cousins. The adults would gather in the living room, talking and laughing. And after dessert, you could always count on a grandparent or two dozing off in an armchair. It was noisy, it was crowded. It was pure, unfiltered love, the kind of beautiful holiday chaos that many of us miss so dearly today. Christmas in 1970 was a holiday built on togetherness. It was built on conversation instead of screens, on making memories instead of just taking photos, on presents, not just presents. It was a holiday that kids today would hardly recognize, but it's one that those of us who were there will never, ever forget. And before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your memories. Where were you during Christmas in 1970? What traditions did your family have? Share your story in the comments. I read every one of them. And if this brought back some warm memories for you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next nostalgic story. Trust me, we've got some unforgettable ones coming your way. Thanks for watching.